Alright, let's dive into something that's been bubbling up in the news lately, and honestly, it's got me thinking about the power of ideas, and how they can be twisted. So, here's the deal. One Nation's new Victorian leader, Warren Pickering, has been pushing this conspiracy theory about the 15-minute city concept. Now, if you take a step back and think about it, the 15-minute city idea is actually pretty straightforward. It's about designing neighborhoods so people can access essentials like shops, schools, and parks within a 15-minute walk or bike ride. Sounds convenient, right? But here's where it gets wild. Pickering claims it's part of a sinister plot by unelected globalist bureaucrats to control Australians' lives. Personally, I think this is a classic case of taking a well-intentioned idea and spinning it into something it's not. What makes this really interesting is how conspiracy theories like this can gain traction, especially when they're amplified by political figures. It's not just about the theory itself, it's about what it reveals about our society and the way we consume information. One thing that immediately stands out is how Pickering ties this to broader fears about government control, digital IDs, and a cashless economy. He's painting a picture of a dystopian future where every move is monitored, and honestly, it's the kind of narrative that can resonate with people who feel disenfranchised. But here's the thing, the 15-minute city concept has been around for over a decade, and it's been implemented in various cities without any of the restrictions he's claiming. What many people don't realize is that this conspiracy theory really took off during and after the COVID-19 pandemic, when lockdowns and restrictions were already fueling mistrust in government. From my perspective, this isn't just about Pickering or One Nation. It's about how moments of crisis can create fertile ground for misinformation. What this really suggests is that conspiracy theories often tap into deeper anxieties. Dr. Matthew Marquez, a psychology lecturer, points out that belief in these theories is often linked to underlying frustrations, like income inequality or corruption. If you think about it, that makes sense. When people feel powerless, they're more likely to latch onto explanations that feel empowering, even if they're not grounded in reality. But here's where it gets concerning. When politicians like Pickering amplify these theories, they give them legitimacy. Professor Axel Bruns calls this the oxygen of amplification, and it's a big deal because it can shape public perception of government policies and sow division. Personally, I think this raises a deeper question. What's the responsibility of political leaders when it comes to spreading information? A detail I find fascinating is how Pickering uses screenshots of media reports about livable cities as proof of this global conspiracy. It's a clever tactic, taking something factual and twisting it to fit a narrative. But if you take a step back and think about it, this is exactly how misinformation spreads. It's not about inventing something out of thin air, it's about distorting the truth just enough to make it believable. What makes this really interesting is how it reflects a broader trend in politics, the rise of populist parties that position themselves as outsiders fighting against the establishment. One Nation is doing exactly that in Victoria, and it's working. They're not just fielding candidates, they're aiming to govern. Whether they'll succeed is another question, but their ability to tap into these fears is undeniable. In my opinion, the 15-minute city conspiracy is just the tip of the iceberg. It's a symptom of a larger issue, how we navigate truth in an age of information overload. Personally, I think the solution isn't just about debunking myths, though that's important. It's about addressing the root causes of why people feel compelled to believe them in the first place. If you improve living conditions, reduce inequality, and restore trust in institutions, maybe, just maybe, these theories lose their appeal. But until then, we are going to keep seeing politicians like Pickering weaponize fear for political gain. And that, my friends, is what makes this story so much more than just another conspiracy theory. It's a reflection of where we are as a society, and where we might be headed. So, what do you think? Is this just another passing trend, or something more significant? Let me know in the comments below.